Hi, this is Cheryl Smith with Heartland Stamping, and I'm here tonight to show you something new. I don't have this set, but I was lucky enough to participate in a holiday conference, and this was one of the make and takes, so I wanted to share it with you guys. It is from the Little Treats bundle. Now, a couple of my friends have this bundle, and so of course now I have bundle envy, but I get to share it with you tonight, and then you can decide if you like it too. We're going to be making one of these cute little treat boxes, and it's going to have a Halloween theme just like the one you see here. All of these little parts and pieces are in the die set, and they correspond with all of these that you see there kind of outlined in gray, kind of shadowed. Those pieces have a die cut that fits them exactly. So there are all kinds of themes that you could use for this one. We're going to be using the little spider tonight, and we're actually going to use a different saying. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this about the holiday catalog, but if you flip back here, all of the bundles have more ideas. So there's like an extra bonus idea, plus it shows you what all the bundles are. So I'll show you the other bundle idea for this Little Treats, and isn't it super cute? They cut their treat box out of some designer series paper, and then they embossed the Ho 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 Merry Christmas in white on the black cardstock. Just kind of a reverse of what you would usually expect. And it's so sweet and simple. I mean, they just have two die cuts that don't have a stamp, one that does, and then a sweet little bow with a bell on it. So it's absolutely perfect. I think it's just cute as can be. So let's get started on our box. I'm gonna do a couple, so let's do a simple one first, and then we'll come back to this one. There's our little spider. We can just kind of set all this over to the side. And we're gonna do a simple, just basic one out of white, kind of talk about how to put the box together. I've already played with this one. I didn't use my bone folder on it though, so let's get that out and get the creases really well defined. Always want to do all of those first. There we go. And then there are some going this way. I'm not going to press super hard. Those are really small, and I don't want to accidentally rip that. I did want to mention that this was put together by Deana Schultz. And thank you, Deana, for providing us with this super cute make and take. I really enjoy it. And she made us all those little sweet little notes just to say hello. So Deana said she puts hers together with the tabs kind of poking in. So then the tab, you see how it's sticking out right here? It's going to be covered up by this side, which is a great idea. I love how she thinks. So I'm going to poke that one in. Well, it is not cooperating. You saw how easy the other side went in, right? So that's the problem child over here. So now we have those in right where we want them. And then I'm going to put some adhesive. I'm doing this a little bit backwards. I don't want my adhesive to stick up too far. Let's see if I guesstimated correctly. Ooh, I did. Haha. I really should have put that on the smaller tabs. So there we go, because we don't want it to go past right here. So I'll just put my thumb there for this one, and that way we'll know where we don't want the adhesive. Come over here and put some on. Uh-oh. I have, every once in a while this happens. So you see how part of it's coming out? So if you still have some of these tombos, you just pull that apart, hold on to this one, and then you have to kind of pull this one back and wind it up. I've done this, I call it surgery on these more than once. And it's aggravating when it kind of, somehow the sticky on the one spool grabs the tape coming off on the other side and pulls it to where it doesn't belong. So that's how you deal with that. Okay. My tab came out while we were talking. See, I told you that one was the problem child. So there we go. Now we have that in here, and I wanted to mention that these little hand sanitizers you get from Bath and Body Works, they just about fit in there perfectly. It'll maybe, you know, push the sides out a tiny bit, but still, it's a great little treat holder for those. So just want that'll give you a frame of reference as to how big this box is too. All right. So we're gonna set this one right over here. We're going to grab some of our pretty First Frost Designer Series paper, and let me grab a whole sheet because that's just a little slice of one. So these papers have images on one side, and on the other side they have white and some silver foil. So they're great for winter. I love that one. And they're very frosty and sparkly, and that's a pretty one too. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the white with the silver foil side, and we're going to put some ink on there so that it's no longer white. And how we're going to do that is we're going to take our Seaside Spray ink pad, and we're going to take our sponge, and I make these by cutting my sponges apart, and then I've got some punches that I use and a little staple, and I label them so every color has its own sponge. So I'm just going to gently rub that on here, and I don't want it to be super dark, so I'm going to do it very gently at first, and then if we need more, I'll press a little harder. There we go. So that's the Seaside Spray, and I've got some coordinating ribbon that we're going to use with that. Flip that around. Let's do the other side. I'm going to use both hands to hold that, and I'm going to start right over here in that white space and bring it towards the color that I already did. And hopefully I'll avoid having a line where I got too much. I think we're doing a good job. All right, just a little bit more. I love the Seaside Spray color. It is an in color that will be expiring this spring. So I will give you guys plenty of time, but if you need refills or extra cardstock for that, you know, now is always a good time. Don't wait until like the last month before that catalog expires, because once it sells out, you can't get it anymore. So Seaside Spray, time is ticking. And it's a beautiful color for winter. All those January snowy, frosty projects that you want to work on, if you have some scrapbooking to do, it is just a beautiful color. So there we go. Now we have silver foil snowflakes on our Seaside Spray paper, and we're just going to wrap this around. Now the nice thing about these little boxes is the 6x6 DSP is just the perfect size for that. And if you want to know what width I cut that, it is 1.5, and then it's 6 inches around. And I'm just gonna fold that. Sometimes I do take the time to score, but I don't know, I feel like it's nice. It fits pretty nicely if I just kind of fold and pinch the corners, and then I don't have to worry about mismeasuring or not exactly fitting. That fits pretty good. So I'm going to pull that back off. I mean, you could have just done this side, but I wanted the silver sparklies. So we'll just put a little adhesive on this side, mostly over here on the front and the back. And again, I'm going to put that right here on this edge first, and then we'll wrap that around. Come on. You got a little sideways on me, everyone. While we're still putting this on, I wanted to mention that it's almost almost time for the holiday Stamp-A-Stack. So if you were interested in that, you need to RSVP right away so I can cut out all the stuff. The virtual class is Tuesday the 27th, and the live class is Thursday the 29th. So, oh my gosh, did you see how good that folded around and matched up? I could not do that again if I tried. That is crazy. That's where the two pieces of paper met up, and wow, that looks great. So the class, again, sorry, I got so excited about my paper matching up that I forgot what I was going to say. That's the host code if you want to get the class for free. You can use that host code and order $30 or more. You'll get 8 cards. We're going to do 4 designs and 2 of each one. So I'm going to do my seaside ribbon, and of course you're going to want to do this after you put whatever little treats you're going to put in there. Uh-oh, he hung up on me. Let's try that bow again. There we go. And yes, all of the cards for that class will be cards that you can send out at Christmas time. They will come with envelopes. And you do need to bring your adhesive and your paper crafting kit with your little paper snips. And I do ask people to bring their mask, and we have some hand sanitizer for you to use. Try to keep it as safe as possible. There we go. So there's this is just our sweet and simple box. We're not gonna go crazy on this one. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of how it came together and how pretty that silver foil snowflake paper is. So that's just darling. All right, now the next one's gonna be a little more complicated. Have some more parts and pieces to it. So this one is cut out of black cardstock. And again, it's the little treat boxes, the dies that come with that. Put some creases in there. Then we'll fold. I'm not even going to bone fold this side over here. Now, when I put these together, I'm going to put a little adhesive right on this side. I think they'll stick together a little bit better. And remember, we want to tuck from the inside going out so that that tab is covered up by the box side. Oh yeah, that's better. And then we're going to measure. We don't want any adhesive past that point. So we'll put that together right like that. Now, if you're putting these together to really hand out, these are just going to be samples. No one's going to be handling these. So if I was going to give these to someone, I would use either the multi-purpose liquid glue or the Stamp and Seal Plus. This one isn't the Plus, but it's the next step up from that one in tackiness and durability. So I think I'll put this liquid glue on here so you can see it. It works just as easy. Just swirl that around on here. And then I'm going to poke this piece. You know, it is much harder to see where these slits are in the black cardstock than it was on the white. There we go. And then on this side, we'll just do, but boy, you can see where that glue is, can't you? And we'll put that right in there. All right, since we did the glue on that, we'll let that side stay down. And we're going to use some of our plaid tidings paper. If y'all have been watching the videos, you know I really like this paper. And we used a lot of this color right here. I'm just going to layer this right on the front. Now this is the one that Deana came up with. So she had all the paper pre-cut for us. Awesome job. And she had a whole little video that showed different seasons, birthdays, Valentine's Day. Oh, she had the cutest little turkey on one. The tail feathers were all different leaves that were punched out. It was so sweet. So that's our box, the basics. And we're gonna do two-sided. We're gonna put the saying on one side and we're gonna put the decoration on the other. So this is our black glitter paper, and that's the spider web. And I love how she did that. That is just adorable. And it did take me a little bit to carefully poke out all of the, you can see all the little parts of the spider web. I did not want to rip that. It's very pretty, so I took my time. I got too big of a glob on there, so I'm just going to take my scrap paper and use that to put the glue in different places around the edges. I could have got out my sponge. I should have got out my sponge and my silicone. That would have done a much better job. So there's my little spider web. It really pops off of there, doesn't it? Now we're gonna put some dimensionals on these, the spider web and our sweet little spider. Going to use the mini dimensionals. I think that the regular dimensionals would be too big for our spider. They would stick out on the edges. And we do have the black dimensionals, so if you are doing this, you really wouldn't be able to see them at all because the black dimensional would just fade right into the back side of that spider. All right, let's put this. Should we put the spider at the top or the bottom? Let's put him up at the top because he's more noticeable up there. Just hang his leg off just a little bit. Forgot to pop these pieces out. Now on the other side, we're going to put a little tag. And I took one of my sayings from the Ghoulish Goodies. And we're going to be using this one, the most spectacular time of the year. We're going to stamp that. Let's just stamp it in black. I was thinking about stamping it in pumpkin pie, but then I'm going to put that pumpkin pie piece behind it. So we're going to go with the black. I try to always stamp my sayings on a scrap piece of paper just so I can see how they stamp. Make sure there isn't a stray piece of lint or hair, fiber, anything that will make it an imperfect image. There we go. And that was the Tuxedo Memento Black. I'm going to layer that right on this pumpkin pie piece. And that pumpkin pie piece is just going to fit right on this. And then this is going to be a little bit bigger. So we'll put some liquid glue on this one. Put that right back here. And then this guy, we're going to put a couple of full-size dimensionals on that. Well, 1/2, 1 full. Since that guy stuck to it, we'll just go with that. There we go. All right, now I know some of you will say, well, this isn't a live video, Cheryl, this is a recorded video. Yes, I know. I have a date tonight with my family for cutout cookies. We're going to make some spooky Halloween cookies with ghosts and bats and a black cat and maybe even a pumpkin. So we needed to do that while everybody was in town together, and so that's what's happening. And I decided to just get this video ready and let you all watch that instead of missing out on a whole night. So isn't that box cute? Just adorable. Love the spider web, all glittery and sparkly. And then this is our glitter ribbon It's a black organdy ribbon covered with silver sparkly glitter. Just so cute. And it doesn't have to be sparkly, but when you pair this with Mango Melody or the Granny Apple Green, it just looks, it's just so fun and bright. And now it looks spooky with the Halloween stuff, so it's really versatile. All right, so that's our cute little box. Little treats, a great die. If you like to do parties and have little favors, this is a great one for you to have. So it's in the holiday catalog right now. I do not know if it's going to be in the annual catalog next year, but as soon as I find out, I will certainly let you guys know. I'm not going to trim this one off right now because I want to leave it a little bit long. I'm going to have to retie it when I put something cute in there to give away. So I would snip off these ends after I get it, you know, final product ready to go. And so it would be a little bit shorter. Maybe something like that. There you go. That gives you an idea. So that's our box for tonight. Thanks for stopping by. Again, if you wanted to take that holiday Stamp-A-Stack class, you need to RSVP right away and let me know that you want to come. You can get it for free with a $30 order, or the class is, I think it's $20. I'll have to look that up. Anytime I do a class that's different than my standard $12 class, sometimes I have to think, now wait a minute, how much was that one going to cost? So we'll look that up for you guys. All right, thanks so much for stopping by, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.